used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella, so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime.
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. 12/31/2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
This time of year is about gratitude for the people we've met, loved ones we've helped, and the communities we've served. From all of us at Gruber Lofts, have a safe and happy holiday. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Our boy Antoine Perkins said late 90s, early to mid 2000s is when he would rather live. I get it. The 90s were fun, but I'm better off now. You know what I mean? I finished school. I started my career. I met wonderful people. I know great people. And I met some of those people I've known my whole life, but the people that I met in the last like 10 or 15 years, as I have, I guess, developed socially, professionally, spiritually, I've developed emotionally, I've met better people. I've met people that are much more reflective of my upgraded place in life. And the people I got in my life right now, I wouldn't trade them for the world. A couple I'd sell, but I wouldn't trade them.
I would keep you.
Oh, you know how I treat you, Rick. I would make you a good slave.
Living in the 90s, did you ever visit Freaknik?
No, I never went.
So if you had the chance to go back in the 90s, would you do it?
No. That wasn't my thing. I didn't need to. We could make a party wherever we were at. And maybe it was my social group that I was in. I didn't need to travel to go somewhere else to have that kind of a party. I just didn't. It never really fascinated me. I mean, I knew people that went, like every single year, like people that I grew up with and went to school with, college with. Oh, sure, we going to Freaknik this year. Because in my day, when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, that's when it was in its heyday. But the stories that they came back with weren't enough to make me want to go, right? Like they had a good time and it was great, but it wasn't enough for me to take my spring break and then go somewhere else and party like that. You know what I mean? Daphne, you bring up such a good point. I feel like we probably should have a discussion about it. Black people don't have a concept of what white people's best interest is, because we'll look at stuff and we'll compare it to our situation, right? We want things to be better. We want more jobs and better jobs, and we want more money and more opportunity. We probably want cheaper prices, blah, 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 whatever, right? White people, They don't have the same perspective as us. So we think that when Trump is harming them, and he is because he's harming the country, financially and economically he is. When Donald Trump dismisses the affordability crisis, that hurts everybody, right? Even rich people who benefit from our consumerism, if people can't afford to buy stuff, then even rich people are going to start feeling their pockets get a little bit lighter. But for white folks to support Donald Trump specifically, their best interest is harming black people and harming Mexicans and immigrants. That is their best interest. We still have a hard time conceptualizing that because we'll say stuff like, oh, they're voting against their best interest. No, they're not. Their best interest is to punish non-white people. But that's still, for some reason, we want to think that racism is like a concept of the black and white days. Like, the 1950s and the 1960s. No. So when they vote for him, wanting to make America great again, and he is stoking their feelings of nostalgia, why do you think they want to go backwards? Because there was less of us. Less of us had power. Less of us had authority. Less black people had educations. Of course they want to go back to that. They could escape justice when they harmed us. They didn't have to hire us. They didn't have to give us mortgages. So when they vote for him and he stokes their feelings of nostalgia, that is their best interest. White folks would rather. There's a reason why we don't have free health care in this country, because we absolutely could pay for it. We could pay for health care for Americans by closing 30 or 40 military bases that we have around the world that we don't even need. America's got 600 military bases, and that's insane. What you need 600 military bases for when you got drones? You can just fly a drone and shoot somebody in the face, and then the drone flies away. You don't need 600 military bases because you got to staff them. You got to feed the people. You got to pay the people. You got to build them. You got to maintain them. You got to have a plumber. You got to have an HVAC technician on all the military bases. You got to have planes, trains, and automobiles. It's insane. But the reason why we don't have free health care and the reason why there's a donut hole if you get Medicare is so that black people don't get the full benefit. American policy still to this day, some of it is to harm black people. And as long as we are getting harmed, that is in someone else's best interest. If you don't like black people, and a lot of people don't like us, a staggering number of people don't like us. And if there is a person who has power, more power than individuals, that also doesn't like us, when they support that individual or that institution, that is their best interest. So can we stop saying that white people are voting against their best interest when they support Trump? No, they're voting absolutely for their best interest. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 2, and our YouTube is back up. Go vote in the poll. Go to youtube.com and search 1017 The Truth and hit subscribe. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tori Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube,
where strong voices meet strong opinions.
The district had as a whole was 59.5. That was awful. It was bad. But it is not just the NPS story. It is a story for the city of Milwaukee when you talk about some of these schools. So when we talk about the state of education, conversation, we just can't always talk about MPS. We got to talk about Milwaukee as a whole and why there are so many failing schools in Milwaukee. But we bash MPS, understand it is beyond MPS. MPS just has to educate your kids. But I love the fact that we have a new superintendent that is acknowledging that these scores are not good enough. I love the level of accountability. Casellia said in response to the results, she said, we need to grow more and faster to truly meet and exceed the expectations that our families and community have for us and the expectations we have for each other as educators. Our new literacy plan is the first step towards a stronger growth. And I love it.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from 12 to 1, streaming live on YouTube and on 1017 The Truth.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I'm talking about your love of nostalgia and how some of you prefer periods of time in the past. Here, maybe this is what it is. Periods of time in the past, like the 1990s or whatever, were good for you, but overall, for progress, it wasn't good for everybody. Maybe less women were promoted in the 1990s. We didn't have pay equity. In some places, like the pay disparity between men and women in the like 25 or 30 largest metro areas, the pay disparity between men and women, and this is a recent phenomenon, is almost nothing. And in some metro areas, especially when it comes to college-educated women that are under 30, they make more than their male counterparts. That's also why you're seeing a decline in marriage. If there's a major pay disparity, or if women are not getting hired in certain jobs and certain positions, then marrying a man who probably has more money and makes more money is advantageous. But now that women make more money, what the hell do they need us for? Let's talk to Red. You're on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for holding, Red. How you doing today?
How you doing, brother? I was trying to understand your thesis and what you were talking about, comparing the, like from the 60s on up to the 2025.
Yes.
And my theory is this: today's people they're a little more immoral when it comes to things like politics and home upbringing and sociological things. Because back then we didn't, the black people weren't standing on the street corner. They wasn't on the street corner begging on the street. The teenagers weren't standing on the street begging. We were all working back then, and we had respect for our elders. We didn't come in. We barely said darn you back then. You hear me? And we all went to school. We got our education. We went to the service. We came back out and raised our family. Okay? There's no comparison. There was no rap music or something to tell you to cuss out your mama, your daddy, and anybody else smoking dope. You got kids today, 11 years old, carrying around firearms.
Yeah, that's not good. I said that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing. And you know, I grew up in musicians. A lot of people in my family were musicians. And, you know, a lot of this music, it influences these kids. You know, music influences everybody, not just black people, right?
Uh-huh.
But when they come up, you know, you hear that stuff. You know, I grew up, we were listening to James Brown, you know, Payback and all that stuff. You know, and we listened to that music, and it had a message to it, right?
Okay.
You know, but music today, you know, I used to think when I used to hear that music today, I'd say, is they kidding us, or is this just a joke? You know, I mean, it's making the kids immoral. When you cuss, it turns you real immoral. Okay, you get the ethics, if you know what I mean. Right. You say F the parents, F the school, F my education, F my lifestyle.
That's very immoral.
Okay.
Red, what decade were you born in? I'm going to guess the 50s.
I was late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, wow. You're
Did you march?
younger than I
Did
thought.
you march?
March where?
Did you march?
Where would I march to?
I'm talking about, did you march on the street when King was alive?
Red, how old do you think I am? If you had to guess.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds like you, I don't know. I didn't really think about it. You sound like you're a guy that, you know, that's been around, and I do respect you. I don't agree with everything you say, but most of the stuff you say is kind of solid, and I think about it. I say, well, you know, he might be right about
Red,
that.
when
right?
I was born, King had been dead for 7 years. So, no, I didn't march with him.
Yeah.
Hell, my parents were too young to march with King. Yeah, huh? Yeah, I was born in 70.
No, man. You're making me feel like I'm a dinosaur.
You are.
You know, but listen.
Because you romanticize about a time when Harold Breyer was beating black folks to death and Ernest Lacey was getting choked to death and nobody was held accountable. You romanticize a time where if you were black and you wanted to live in Glendale or Brown Deer or in River Hills or in Bayside, they would deny you a lease and they would deny you a mortgage. You're talking about a time where we couldn't even look a white man in the face. So I don't see anything positive about that time. Now, look, is there some negative music, Red? Of course there is. But do you mean to tell me that all the music that's available in the whole of the world right now is all negative rap music? There's been bad music since the beginning of time. There's always been music that has bad messages in it. That doesn't mean that it's all the music. The times that we are living in, black people are suffering, and what you hear in the art is the suffering that we don't want to have to deal with, because what happened was previous generations stopped fighting white folks. We got some jobs, we got us a little house somewhere in the hood, and got comfortable, and white folks rebuilt and retooled racism. So the anger and the immorality that you see right now is our young black brothers and sisters having to fight racism because their parents and their grandparents got lazy. So the anger that you hear that calls them...
wait a minute.
I'm just saying that.
Well, no, you know something. I think you're kind of getting it mixed up. Let me tell you something.
All right, tell me.
When we used to come down the street and the police, I used to walk through the black neighborhoods. I don't care what time it was. They didn't bother me. But when those police stopped me, they used to come cluck me upside my head a couple of times or things like that. And so we marched against that stuff. We marched against unfair housing. We marched against murders and all that type of stuff back then. So your generation...
Did it stop it?
So your generation...
Did it stop it? How come George Floyd was still killed? How come Tamir Rice was being killed? How come Eric Garner was being... Please tell me.
You know why?
Tell me.
You know why?
No, I want you to tell me.
Because for the simple fact is they sitting up there, they running around doing what they want to do. You see, like I say, we don't have a Donald Trump problem. We got a problem in our black neighborhoods, okay? And it's what we want to do what we want to do anytime we want, to anybody we want, and then we want to sit up and blame somebody else for it. Listen, we got to come out of that stuff, and if you hadn't been feeding them that immoral music, these kids wouldn't be that way. You know, these kids go up today. You know what? My whole outfit cost me $10 when I was growing up. My tennis shoes, my pants, my shirt, $10, okay? But these kids running around with these $300 pairs of pants, $800 pairs of tennis shoes, where they say, "Oh, I'm living bad." No, you're not living bad. You just haven't learned the moral way. Or way things were going, and they don't take them to church. Y'all got something bad to say about the church. Y'all can't do that. You know. Okay. Well, God bless you, and I thank you.
All right then. Well, we just got us a dosage of grumpy old black man. Well, it's good to know that it's all our fault. So if you're a black person alive today, it's that music that's ruining your black ass. And you need to go to church now. And apparently we need to do some more marching. Because Red was marching. He said the police clocked me upside the head. I get out there and I just start marching. I just get to walking.
He said you was old and you sound like you're Martin Luther King. I believe him. You are kind of old.
He didn't march with Dr. King either.
Yeah, but you sound like it.
I don't even know if Red actually marched. It sounded like Red was just out on a walk. He was just unbelievable. You can't even explain the complex social conditions to an old head, because for them, not only was everything much more simple, they had a much more clearly defined set of rules outlined by white people. Where now I think you have black people that will make their own way and make their own rules, where there's something that is unique and universal about older generations of black folks. No matter what they tell you, no matter how tough they talk to you and how much they shame black culture, how much they shame the kids for wearing $800 shoes, whatever it is, here's the biggest difference. And this is where I think we have a generational rift in our community. Older black folks was scared to death of white folks. Petrified of them, scared. They'll talk tough to us, talking about how we messing up and we're not following the rules. Think about the rules that they followed. The rules that they followed was the order set by white folks. They stayed in line. We don't want to stay in line, because guess what we have learned that they didn't? Even if you stay in line, they'll still string your black ass up and kill you. So why stay in line? They were afraid of white folks. We're not. What do we got? Let's talk to Evelyn. See what Evelyn got to say. Evelyn, you're on 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
I'm fine today, and, really appreciate that you opened up this dialogue. So you know what? How you responded to that gentleman, that's, I think that's an example of what he's trying to tell you. The only generational rift that we have is, I think, people of older generations would like younger people to just listen. You don't have to agree, but listen and not criticize because you're being given advice. And then to say that older people are afraid of white people, that is not true.
Yeah, it is.
I'm 60-some years old. Hold on a second. I'm 60-some years old. I've worked with white people and for white people since I was a teenager. I'm a degreed engineer, and that's the misconception about our community, is that the picture that other cultures like to paint about our community is that we're ignorant, we don't know how to communicate, and we don't care about each other. And what the gentleman was trying to say to you is we have to show care and concern for each other. And what he's talking about is morals, values, and principles. Now, all of our elders taught us that. Now, he was attempting to bring it to you, and you called him a old, angry black man.
He was.
That sounds like something
because
that
he made it seem like, that we have got black scholars, we have got young black people who are doing things with technology that no one ever could have imagined, and they're doing it with a destroyed black family. So if you want to blame the youth for acting how they act and dressing how they dress and the music, prior to them, our families were destroyed. He maybe grew up, and maybe you had this luxury too of growing up with two parents that had great jobs where the community was intact. All of that went away, and it's not the fault of the youth. So what we're seeing right now that we don't like is the failure of previous black generations to keep the black family intact. And now the children, you're right, they are immoral because they ain't got no mama. You're right, they are immoral because they ain't got no daddy. You are correct. The music is reflective of the sentiment of the children, so there is a generational divide. I'm not going to argue with old black folks about this today. I'm not. Either our children are leaders to be cultivated or problems to be solved. I'm not getting into this with y'all today. No. I'm saying from a historic perspective, the time in which black folks wax nostalgic about is when we followed a set of rules and order that we had to follow because black folks feared for their lives. They're never going to admit that. They're going to talk about how well they did and the jobs they had. But guess what? That whole universe that y'all lived in doesn't exist no more. You can come up here with no education whatsoever, go work in a factory, go work at Alice Chalmers, go work at A.L. Smith, go work at Patrick Cudahy, and have a pension and retire. All while not being able to buy a house or leave your own neighborhood. And we thought that was living. It was not. We had less civil rights. We had less rights on the job. We had less rights overall in society. We were voting less. We had less black leaders. Look at the progress that we have made. As we're over here shaming the youth, we got a black woman that is a chairwoman of the county board. We got a black county executive that is running for governor. We got a black mayor. We're on like our third or fourth black sheriff. We got a black police chief. All of that progress is something to be celebrated and to be proud of, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all weren't even represented. We had one black alderwoman. One. Vel Phillips. We are better now. Now, of course, things are not perfect, but also our society has unraveled. And you can't kids don't have any responsibility in the world that they were born in. And what they do is kids reflect the ugliness of the world through how they dress, how they act, and how they talk. If a child doesn't have any respect, where did that come from? These children didn't even ask to be born. And if you don't like how they're acting and how they're behaving, well, let's look at their developmental environment. Oh, here we go. Look, this will be a good one.
Wait, buddy. Buddy.
Turn your radio down for us.
Wait, buddy.
You got
it's down.
Hello. Adam.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now all the old black folks calling. Good God Almighty.
Yes. I'm a little upset with you, but talking about we were afraid of white folks. I knocked the cop out.
We know, Adam. We know.
All right. Don't you come on with that we were scared of white folks.
Adam,
and
let me ask you this, Adam, because we've heard that story 57 times and you're proud of it. Would you do the same thing now?
Make it 58, because I wasn't scared of no white folks like
Adam,
you claiming right now.
Adam, would you knock a white cop in the head today?
If I can't do it now, I'm 84 years old. I'll be 84 in 3 more days.
Happy birthday.
How can I do it? I'll be 84 3 more days. But no, yeah, you say some things and you think because what you read is true. Everything that's good is not gold. Because you take advantage of your situation.
But Adam, somebody's saying that black youth are immoral. Like, that's okay to say that? Because black youth are looking to people like the previous caller, and when they hear that they are not loved by older generations, obviously the love is not going to be returned, Adam. Come on now. Somewhere along the way, our elders have lost their credibility with the youth. I'm not blaming nobody, but some kind of way, the credibility has been lost. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get it back because our families are destroyed and we are bringing children into this world with destroyed families. So you cannot compare what the children are doing now and how they're acting and the music they listen to something that was 60 and 70 years ago when black people had literally less of everything.
One of the major problems with us black people right now is baby's daddy instead of baby's fathers. That makes a whole lot of difference. Because I was there with my kids then. I raised them. And you were talking, I remember one time when you talking about we ain't got no nurses. I got two daughters in nurse. One of them was the big shot in Atlanta now. I moved over there. And one of them disrespect my Yankees.
Adam, we can't look at individual because there's a lot of individual examples of black success, but we can't say, oh, my family has nurses. And one lady called in and said, oh, she's an engineer. We know that. There's always going to be individual examples, but as a whole, we are not doing well. We are not. So let's not look at our own individual circumstances and apply it to the larger community because that's not fair to do that. Oh, y'all on one today, huh? Come on then. You better sit down, Rick. You don't want no smoke either. Sit down.
I'm going to let the old people get you today. I ain't worried about you.
Oh, what you standing up for?
I'm stretching.
You need look at this. Look at those damn phones ringing.
Yeah, the old folks going to get you today. They own you.
I'm scared to leave here. Maybe I need to take a break. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Wisconsin winters can be tough, and so are higher energy bills. The Community Advocates Milwaukee County Energy Assistance Program is ready to help you. Eligible Milwaukee County residents can receive help with their energy bills and weatherization benefits to keep you warm and help you manage your heating and electric bills. Schedule your personal appointment at keepwarmmke.org or call 414-270-4653. For more details about locations and hours of operation, go to communityadvocates.net. This program is administered by the State of Wisconsin Department of Administration.
Saving energy and money? It's easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%. And make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com. Again, that is WeEnergies.com.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. 12/31/2025.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Our phone number is 833-212-1017. Brittany says, bunch of older people who can't take criticism. And then she says accountability. Miss Nikki says, Sherwin, they were afraid of white people. Yeah, it's easy to be critical of what you don't understand. if you have been replaced by time, and I'm going to be replaced by time too. I'm just trying to fight it. I'm trying to stay relevant, trying to stay current. It's easy to misinterpret what you understand because you can always go back to, back in my day, it wasn't like this. We was good black folk. We stayed on our side of the sidewalk. We didn't challenge nothing. Yeah, I know that's not fair because there were black people that were challenging the status quo. But for the most part, if you came from a place of racial terror, like if you came from the Jim Crow South and you came to Milwaukee, Milwaukee was paradise for you. Because you could, for the most part, mind your own business. Now, you still stayed clear of white folks because that was the status quo back then. But you could have a little job, make a little money, buy you a little Buick Electra 225, buy you a little deuce and a quarter, park it in the garage. You was doing okay. But as far as the overall advancement of our people, it was null and void. In fact, with job opportunities and federal legislation where we got a little bit more education, where some things were starting to show signs of equality, we got lazy. And I'm not blaming anybody for that. It is black folks wanted to ride out the progress that they made. At the same time, we thought that as we made progress, that white people and racism was going to subdue itself. It didn't. And what happened was black people of my generation and younger were not adequately prepared for the elegance and the sophistication of modern racism. We weren't prepared for that. Because when previous generations of black folks was living it up and having a good time and going to Sonny's on Broadway and getting drunk downtown and they had good A.O. Smith jobs, they didn't think that white people were re-engineering how to punish the next generation of black folks. So yes, there's going to be some animosity because who we look to guide us in this new 21st century technologically sophisticated brand of racism, there is nobody there to guide us. And so of course we're angry. Of course. Do you think the young people deserve to have a public school system that fails them when previous generations of black folks had the trades right there in the schools and can get a job at 18? Hell, some of them could drop out at 16 and get a job where they had a family supporting wage. Right now, if you don't make $50 an hour, you can't even afford to live. And so that is where some of the anger is coming from. Let's see who we got. Let's talk to Brandon. You're on 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
I'm doing well, Sherwin. I hope you're doing well as well.
I'm good.
Well, just some of the commentary. I'm not a big fan of talking down on older generations, but I consider those older generations to kind of have outdated thoughts, and I could also respectfully consider you, Sherwin, a member of that sort of class of individuals whose ideas are not effective in changing the lives of the generations to come. While I agree with a lot that you said about the individuals marching with Martin Luther King, you highlighted in your last comment one thing about the public school system. Do the children deserve a school system where they can't actually become anything? And my challenge to our community is when you say these kinds of things, you're shunned because it's anti-democratic. It's anti-left ideology. And this ideology, in my opinion, has been holding us back from prospering as a collective group.
Hold on, Brandon. Before you go on your rant, know that I am pro school choice and always have been. I never went to a private school, ever went to public universities, went to public high schools, middle schools, elementary schools.
But you went to Brown Deer.
Correct. And Brown Deer is about 70% black. So what's your point?
Now, but when you were there, that was
a public school, and it still is a public school. So I'm actually trying to agree with you, but you're looking for a place to disagree. Let me also correct you on this, brother. I'm not trying to. I can't better the lives of black people. Let me tell you why. Because black folks don't listen. If black folks followed my advice, 100%. We might be in a way better situation
right now.
They'll listen, but they won't heed the advice. Right? We are told this is what we're supposed to do. This is the format we're supposed to follow. We ain't going to do that because we want to listen to nobody. Here's the other thing. Brother, I'm 50 years old. Ain't nobody going to disrespect me. If somebody comes to me sideways, I'm coming right back at them sideways. And I think that's what the difference is. We think because somebody is older and sometimes steeped in ignorance, we just have to let them just rant and rave. Incorrect. Because when I get older and I start talking sideways, I want somebody to correct me too because I'm out of touch. And I'm not going to allow somebody who is out of touch to pretend to know what is going on right now. I'm a man just like he's a man. Age ain't got nothing to do with it at some point. Now, if I was 15, that's different. Because at 15, you don't got no responsibilities. You ain't taking care of, nothing major. You don't have a job. You don't have a career. You barely have a damn education. But I'm at an age now where I dare somebody to talk to me sideways. I don't care if you're 107. Because I'm going to talk to an old black man the way I'm going to talk to an old white man, an old Mexican man, an old Chinese woman the same way. Don't come at me sideways. If you can't talk to me with respect, you're going to get the same thing. I appreciate your call, Brandon. Oh, Lord. All right, now. This will be an easy one. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Sherwin. You're kind of right, man, in a lot of ways. You have to understand it. You know so much history. Just even today, 600 military bases? I didn't even know that. And, I just believe in the future. I don't understand why the present and the past is, to give you an example, there were actually, when that man killed 2 people and wounded 9, they said he was from Milwaukee, but he was, from Wisconsin. But they stopped the investigation because they believed he wasn't. But I didn't know there were 75 shootings in schools. Now, if black people did that, so far this year, there have been 75 shootings. I didn't know that. And I believe that's because of white folks probably did them. If black folks would have did 75 shootings in school, I think it would be all over the place. I understand rap.
Oh, good.
I may not like it. But I understand, man. They're frustrated. They're saying things that they don't like. And I believe it's poetry. But it's some good sounding rap.
Bob,
and the last
hold on, Bob, before you get to your last point. Do you have a favorite rap group, a favorite rapper, or a favorite rap song? Please.
California, that's a good rap, man. California.
Hold on, Bob. Wait, Bob, stop before you make your last point now. Is California a song, a group, a style? What do you mean California? California what, man?
You don't know that song, California? Oh, man, that's a jam. Rick could turn you on to it.
Wait.
Man. You don't know that song?
By Tupac?
Bob, it's a couple of songs that's called California, because you got the one that's
Dre and Pop.
Talking about pop blocking, then you have California Love.
California Love is what he's talking about.
California. So.
He's talking about California.
Yeah, Tupac, I think Tupac, in there, man, he jammed on that one, man. And my last point is, I really was in deep depression when Obama got elected.
What?
It was bad. It was really financially bad. And I was amazed at how he came up year by year and brought this economy back. I was so surprised he did that, because it was really bad during that time. But you're on the right track, man. You just know so much history. So much history. You sometimes sound like you walk with Martin Luther King, but then you say something and I say, no, I'm old enough to be his daddy. Nah, he messed up there. Yeah, so hang in there, man. You say some good stuff. 600 military bases and base that on health care. That's deep. I didn't know there were 600 military bases. That's news. Talk to you later, sir.
All right. Bob, I'm going to need you to tell some of your geriatric friends to get off my back now. They're riding your boy today.
Yeah, I told you it was on your bumper today.
It's not the first time I've been accused of being a lot older than I actually am. And let me tell you why that disappoints me. Because for too many of us, because I think that we have such a low level of academic expectation for black people, the way that I can talk about history, people think that I must have lived it. That it's impossible that I studied it. It's impossible that I read about it. It's impossible that I apply critical thinking to history so I can better analyze where we are right now. People hear the way I talk and the way I deliver subject matter, and they think, oh, Sherwin must have been around during that time. No, the hell I was not.
You picked up a book, brother.
It's disappointing, though, because they can't think that I know these things because of rigorous academic study. They think, oh, he must be 70 years old because he knows all this stuff about the civil rights era. That is my responsibility as someone who is the age that I am to know literally everything that worked and that didn't work in antiquity so I can apply best practices now with my life as I'm moving forward. So I don't often take that as a compliment. Oh, Sherwin, did you march with King? No. Hell, when King was shot, my mama was 17. So, no, I did not march with... I'm going to take a break now. All right, and we're going to talk to Millicent on the other side. Good God, ain't no telling what she going to say. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Ready to move? Find your next home with Odom Investments and Property Management. Beautiful rentals, great locations, and professional service. All the way Odom Way. Call 855-ODOM-WAY. That's 855-ODOM-WAY. Or 855-636-6929. Your home is waiting.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We're going to redo the YouTube poll. Rick was typing too fast. Spelled some stuff wrong. Let's talk to... Hello, Millicent.
Hello, how are you?
I don't know. It depends
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, but how I am depends on if you want some of this smoke or not, because I'm hot right now.
Well, I'm going to just try to clarify some things for you, Mr. Hughes.
Uh-oh, here it goes.
Number one,
she got
black youth are just fine. Black youth are doing what they need to do.
Okay.
Black youth are grabbing scholarships to universities like Brown universities, even though they graduated from MPS. Now, is there another cohort of kids that aren't doing great? Yes, but they're not part of our black youth. They're African American, but they're not black youth. Black people are doing okay considering the circumstances of this economy. Black people are fine. It's the other people who give us a bad name.
Who are the others?
And who
I want you to identify them specifically.
I cannot, because then people get offended. I have to come up with a name. I used to call them ends. Now, another word we could call them is Negroaches, because they just take over. But we need to stop putting
hold on,
everybody in that same
Hold
basket.
on, stop. Did you just say Negroaches?
Negroaches, because I can't say the other word.
Millicent, that's worse. Oh, no.
I know. But it's not as bad as you trying to make it as if all of the kids that are having these problems are our black youth. They are not. Our black youth are doing phenomenal. It's them other kids.
You're dividing our young
segregate
people
them.
between black youth and Negroaches. That's the worst term I've ever heard in my entire life. It's not funny. Why are we laughing?
I try.
That's terrible.
I try because y'all don't give me no options. You don't give me no options. And as far as black people, older black people, some of them did live in a society where they were down south and they were completely had fear of white people. But a lot of black people, older black people, beat white people out of their money because they just could do that and they had no fear. But to put our black youth into a barrel with all those other kids is wrong. Our black youth is doing phenomenal. They're phenomenal, but they get a bad rep from what we see. And I know that people try to say it's because of America and because she held us down and all that. But at some point, even when you're being held down, if you don't try to fight, that's your battle that you lost. So when you say you read books, how many of those kids that are struggling, who are having a hard time, are just going to the library to read a damn book? There are things that our kids can do to pull themselves up. The parents don't encourage it, and they just won't do it. Kids tell you every day, it's nothing to do. What we going to do? What we going to do? The library never closed. Go to the library, and you'll go to 50,000 different lands in a day. And I think we come up with these excuses and then try to say, oh, these black people got it rough. Milwaukee, it's the worst place for black people. No, black people in Milwaukee, we doing all right. It's them other ones that's not.
And the other ones are called what
and
now?
That needs to be. I ain't going to say. Negroaches.
All right.
I know. And I just need people to understand that black people are not all like out here struggling and we can't make it and oh Lord, what's going to happen? No, black people are doing good. We're all right. We do feel some kind of loss because I can't go to Walmart in my neighborhood. There are things that I can't do and use in my own neighborhood that has nothing to do with racism. It has to do with the fact that there are some people out here who are taking advantage of black people.
All right,
and we need to stop that. Stop saying black people have it rough. Black people, we good.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your call.
You're welcome.
That was the most offensive term I think I have ever heard. Referring, that's worse than the actual N-word. I would have preferred she just said the N-word. I also have to, every now and then, I got to clarify, because it's weird, because we're the only group of people that believes that you are authentically black if you grew up in the projects and your mama was on crack, right? If you come from that, right, then you're authentically black. Do you think the successful white folks or any other group is like, yeah, I'm down. I came from the trailer park. They don't celebrate that. Only we do that mess. Celebrate being downtrodden as being authentic. We got to stop doing that, because we sell ourselves short every single day when we do that. My mama was not on crack. She worked at the post office and worked her way up through management. My father, he was not on crack either. In fact, they're at home right now, probably listening to me, probably wishing I was not talking about them. Black folks were varied, and I think some of it is animosity, because if you grew up without, your natural inclination is to hate the black people that grew up with, even if the black people who grew up with are trying to give their with to the people that had without. Not a nigroach, though. Hey, listen to me. Don't anybody ever use that term, okay? I don't want that term trending on social media, because that's very terrible. Don't say that, because last thing we need is Donald Trump to say nigroach in one of his speeches. Rick, I kind of want to use that term a lot. I kind of want to.
Term isn't new, though. They've been saying that.
Nigroach? I've never heard it.
Yeah, niggeroach. It's very old.
I don't like when you say it, and you put the A on it. You can't say that.
My granddad used to say that all the time.
He did? Was he talking about you?
No, he was talking about people like you.
Why can't we all, as black people, get along? Didn't Rodney King tell us that? Oh, he's dead. Okay. I'm going to take a break. Come back. Let's get some bug spray for the nigroaches. Spray them with the Raid. Raid kills nigroaches dead. I've never heard it before. It's new. I'm learning every day. Anybody else want to call in with any unheard or rarely used racial slurs for black people? Just for educational purposes. Actually, no, don't! Do not do that. We're giving many white people ideas. I feel like nigroach would be a good name for like a band. Up next, out of Charlotte, give it up for the nigroaches.
Why they gotta be out of Charlotte?
Why not? Where else they gonna be from? Indianapolis? Detroit?
Mississippi?
Milwaukee?
That, yeah.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, think you're the ultimate trivia champ?
Well, prove it against us, your favorite WTMJ host.
It's free to play. All we ask is bring a new unwrapped toy to benefit Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Or you can donate at WTMJ.com. Just text TOY to the WTMJ talk and text line.
855-616-1620. Grab your friends. Test your smarts. All while helping a great cause. It's the WTMJ Trivia Challenge, coming to a place near you.
Check out the schedule of where we will be at WTMJ.com.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, ho, ho. So many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Your big night deserves more than just music. Prom, homecoming, graduation, weddings, corporate gatherings. Every occasion deserves a soundtrack that elevates the moment. I'm Kyrie, DJ Ree Maniac Brooks, community leader and your dedicated DJ. From the very first consultation to the last track, I'll make sure every detail aligns with your vision. For more information about how you can make your event unforgettable, visit www.djreemaniac.com. That's www.djreemaniac.com. Make your event an experience with DJ Ree Maniac.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Gnostic Devil says, how about race-neutral terms of rebuke? Like YM for young miscreant, or MM, middle-aged miscreant, or OM, old miscreant. Nah. No thanks. We're going to use... And plus, nobody really knows what the word miscreant means. I mean, we know what it means, but we're not going to... Because the miscreants wouldn't even know that we're insulting them because they don't know what a miscreant even is. I'm trying to figure out why so many of y'all are texting in that you're laughing. Like, what part of this conversation is funny? I think this has just been terrible. The disrespect, the angry old folks, Bob liking the song California Love. What is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen? The Pew Research Center's finding that Republicans are roughly twice as likely as Democrats to prefer living in the past points to a broader political cleavage. So I'm just going to pause right there just for a moment. So when I think of people that wax nostalgic, including black people, because I'm trying to figure out exactly who the Trump supporters are because they want to make America great again, right? But the more I talk about this, the more older black folks sound like Trump supporters, that they value a time when black people as a whole had less progress. And they think that was some like golden era for black people at some point in the past. And it makes me think like, do some of these older, angry black people, did they vote for Donald Trump? Because it is thoroughly a Republican political viewpoint to love the past more than the present and the future. Now, if you're older, I suppose you can't have a lot of love for the future because, quite honestly, you're not going to be in the future, right? If you're old. But I'm nervous, knowing the progress that we have made. Far too many old, when I say older, like 70 plus, 80 plus black people, love the past more than the progress that we have made up until this point and the progress we still have yet to make. Pew's findings that Republicans are roughly twice as likely as Democrats to prefer living in the past points to a broader political cleavage, competing temporal orientations. Those orientations shape how voters appraise risk, value continuity versus change, and prefer policy trade-offs. The consequence is predictable. Differences over priorities, immediate stability versus long-term investment, policy timing, slow versus rapid change, and the kinds of evidence and safeguards that will win public consent. Bridging the divide requires policy design and messaging that recognize both the emotional appeal of nostalgia and the practical necessity of planning the future. How do we bridge the gap with practical approaches? Number one, dual framing of policies. Present forward-looking investments with respect for tradition. Modernize our energy grid to protect family farms and jobs, and emphasize continuity and stewardship as conservative values compatible with certain future investments. That don't even make any sense. Phased implementation plus guarantees. Pair long-term programs with short-term protections. Job transition assistance, refundable tax credits so people don't feel left behind. So this article is giving a bunch of suggestions of how we can bring people who wax nostalgic about the past with people who are much more progressive and forward-thinking, and I don't really like any of these suggestions. What is this here? How do these different outlooks between Democrats and Republicans, Democrats who prefer the progressive future versus Republicans, and apparently old black people that prefer the nostalgic past? Future-focused view. Treat climate as an intergenerational investment, accept short-term costs like subsidies and regulation for long-term benefits. Do black people care about the climate? I'm curious. Rick, I think we should do another poll because I'm very curious. How come we don't talk about the climate change? Like, the whites love to talk about, the earth is getting hotter, which it is, and it is having an impact on our weather and the storms and the hurricanes. Now, I don't want to entertain somebody that says, Sherwin, there's no global warming because it's cold outside. Shut up. It's not how climate works. Climate is long-term temperature shifts, not it being cold in December. You know what else is crazy? It's still fall. It's not even winter yet. What is this? I don't like any of these suggestions. Why conservatives often romanticize the past and progressives tend to be more future-focused. Maybe this makes sense. Older black people tend to be more conservative because they romanticize the past, and that confuses me because what I know about the past and what I know about history, it sucked. I mean, there was like good stuff that happened. Like, I don't know, James Brown was on the Ed Sullivan Show in the 1960s. I'm sure that was something that was good. But for the most part, I wouldn't want to live in an era where my humanity was not protected by law. And some would say that my humanity is not really protected by law now, but it's way better now than it was back then. Like, back then, a white person could come up to a black person and be like, you nigroach. And then the black person has to be, yes, sir. Ooh, I sure is. Should I do a little dance for you? Now, if a white person says that to me, I punch him in the face. It's I know they're mad at that one. I sure is, sir. Would you like for me to tip my hat to you? I got free tickets to the minstrel show. While conservatives often romanticize the past and progressives tend to be more future-focused, these broad tendencies, not immutable rules, but social science and political analysis point to several overlapping expectations. Number one is threat loss and status dynamics. When groups feel their status, their cultural dominance, or economic security is threatened, they are more likely to idealize an earlier arrangement that felt safer and more predictable. That makes sense because black folks, black men in particular, had stable factory employment, and I can see them wanting to romanticize that era, even though the overall social climate for black people nationwide was poor. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for Hour 3.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits at the Fiserv Forum.
Jump pass to the corner right. Elam, 10 on the shot clock. Back out for Zaya. Logo 3 for Zay. It's pure. It's pure. It's a 7-point lead. 65-58. I didn't think he was going to shoot that thing. I'm glad he did.
Scott Warris has the coverage Friday starting at 3:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 4 p.m. Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
A TUC. It's called the Senate Civil Suits for Unauthorized Data Seizures. In the continuing resolution that had to be voted on in order to open the government, authorizes U.S. senators to file civil lawsuits against the U.S. government, including the Department of Justice, for up to $500,000 in damages per violation if federal law enforcement seizes or subpoenas their phone or other data without prior notification. Hold on, wait a minute. If you have been accused of a crime and there's evidence and probable cause, and the federal government or any investigating agency gets a warrant from a judge to seize your cell phone records, there's nothing you can do about that.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
Most elves have pointy shoes. I have 4 paws.
Ho, ho, ho. Pallet, how's my favorite helper making the season shine?
Oh, just sprinkling a little color wherever I go. You see, Santa, my person's a veteran, and some days the memories are heavy. When her skies turn gray, I help fill her heart with shades of hope, the purple of laughter, the blue of courage, and the happy hue of joy.
Sounds like you're painting the world brighter.
That's right, Santa. I'm more than her service dog. I'm her living paintbrush. With every swoosh of my tail, I add a stroke of cheer to her canvas. With every longing gaze, I brush love on the picture we're creating together. A masterpiece, wrapped in warmth and tied with a bow.
Now that's a gift you can't put under a tree.
This season, help paint the picture. Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Oh, oh, oh.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Well, hello there. Welcome to hour 3 of The Truth with me, Sherwin Hughes. Al Walters says, the black people that prefer the past could be speaking of how close black folks were in comparison to now. We also didn't have individual identities back then. It's like somebody saying, ooh, I miss being in jail because I was real close with my cellie. Yeah, we were close because we couldn't go no damn where. Oh, I sure miss the days when 12 of us lived in a one-room shack because we were all so tight-knit. No. Do you know how many black children's dreams were probably denied? So back before we had an identity, right? So if you were black, you were just lucky to have a job. Lucky to be working in a factory. Even though you hated it, you didn't quit because you had a job. You couldn't realize your talents. You might have been a damn intellectual. You might have been better off building rockets for NASA, but you couldn't because somebody told you, boy, you black, you can't never build no rockets for NASA. That is the part that I detest about the past, when black children had their dreams stifled because because their parents and their grandparents had theirs stifled. You'd have a grandmama or grandfather saying, boy, you ain't never going to be nothing more than just a factory worker. Boy, all you going to ever do is work in a coal mine because that's all your granddaddy ever did. And we stifle the hopes and the dreams of our children. See, now we would never do that. We would never tell a black child that they can't build rockets for NASA, or they can't be an engineer, or they can't design electric vehicles. We will tell them that they can and encourage them and get them every resource that they need so that they can do that. Back when just moving out of the Jim Crow South and coming to Detroit or to Gary or to Chicago or to Milwaukee was some semblance of progress, even though those cities were racist and segregated in their own right, we consider that progress. And because life was relatively better up north, relatively better, not better overall, just a little bit better than a white person just grabbing you off the street and hanging you in the woods. It was a little bit better than that up here, even though black men are still getting hung. Because that improvement was monumental for someone who lived in rural Arkansas in the 1950s, and you come up to Milwaukee in 1952 after you were, out of the Korean War and got a job working for Miller. It's a monumental improvement for you. And I could understand how someone who made that kind of progress will always have deep affection for those days. And maybe you loved your coworkers making beer for Miller in the 1950s and the 1960s. You retired in the 1970s with a full pension. And overall, you had some kids and you're still married to your wife. Oh, that's the other thing. Black men had way more agency. This is the other thing that I think that we are subduing about the past. Black men had way more agency over black women back then. These black men ain't telling you how they used to beat their wives damn near to death and she wouldn't go nowhere because she couldn't. We ain't talking about that part. Some black men romanticize that like, man, I can't even punch my wife in the face no more. She'll call the police and they'll come. And don't act like that stuff didn't happen. We could tell our women what to do and they listen. Men would marry women. The women would cook. They would clean. They would take care of the house. And if she didn't, she would have hell to pay. Now men have lost that. So I can see some older generations of men remembering back when black women were more docile, more submissive, and more subservient. And now black women, they ain't, no, not anymore. I'm sure there's some, but I don't know where you find them at. Where you go find you a submissive black lady at? Where they grocery shop at? Where can I find a black woman that I can say, hey, I want some spaghetti tonight, without her saying, make your own damn spaghetti. Where can I? Is that why the black men date white women? Rick, Zach says yes. How come? Do you have a theory on why some black men, date the white women? Is there a reason why they do that? I'm curious as to what you think.
I honestly don't know. I never personally dated a white woman.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
Have you?
Oh, God, yeah. Jesus Christ. God, oh, my goodness.
I went on a date with one white person, but it just wasn't my cup of tea.
I had a Hmong girlfriend. Her family didn't like me. Well, her brothers and sisters did because they were the generation born in America because her parents came over after the Vietnam War, and her parents didn't like me, but her brothers and sisters did. Their culture is it's unique. I took Kim Chu to homecoming in the 10th grade. She was Chinese. We went to her house to take pictures, and her daddy took a lot of pictures. I lost my virginity to a Puerto Rican woman. She was 22, I was 16, so that was statutory rape. Ain't that crazy? She took my little virginity. I was just a wee boy, just a wee tot. I'll date a woman that I have chemistry with. Have some of them had pink toes? Oh, good Lord, yes. Yes, of course they have. What do you want me to do? The other reason, though, there's a lot of stereotypes, and I know that black men we get stereotyped for our sexual prowess, and there's a bit of a fetish. And that's not good to fetishize black men. You're not supposed to do that. That's a terrible thing. You don't. But one of the reasons, though, I think some black men date white women, and don't overthink it. It's people want to put all these different racial dynamics into it. Oh, when black men get successful, they go and they date white women. There's just more white women to choose from. It's a numbers game. Tell me it's not a numbers game. It's like 96 million white women in America. That's a lot. All told, it's maybe 46 million black people, and that's everybody. That's old black people, young black people, that's black babies, that's black people in prison, black people in college. You know what I'm saying? The whole black population is like 46 million. And black men who are of, I don't know, dateable age or dateable range or are date-worthy, let's say of the 46 million black people, maybe 6 million. 7 million black men are, heterosexual. We got a lot of gays. We got a lot of black gays. But heterosexual, cisgender black men that have their stuff together, they got a job, they're productive, maybe they own a house, they got some real estate. You know what I mean? Like dateable black men that are between the ages of, I don't want to go too young, so like 25 and 55. Maybe 5 or 6 million black men fall into that range. And you probably have 40 million white women. So the ratio is in our favor. In fact, wouldn't that make black men the prize? Because we are very rare. We're worth our weight in gold. Ladies, you could be so lucky to have you a chocolate black man who's got a college education and a degree. The Puerto Rican ladies like us very much. Rick, have you ever dated a Puerto Rican? Yeah, I know you have. I know you've been all up and through Puerto Rico, buddy.
Yes, I have.
I know it. You ever been to Mexico with it? You ever dated a Mexican?
Yes, I have.
Look at you. Why you all up in Latin America, dude? Why don't you stay home in your own community? Why you got to slang that thing all across the Caribbean?
I stayed with the blacks, too.
Okay.
All I said was I dated one white woman that wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't say anything about any other races. I never dated Hmong, Japanese, or nothing like that.
Japanese? You don't really find a lot of Japaneses in Milwaukee. I guess I shouldn't call them Japaneses. Japanese women. Korean women, yes. Laotian women, yes. A lot of Southeast Asians in the Milwaukee area. Many of them. And then the rest are just white. Reginald said, let me tell you about a world tour that parental advisory would be following close behind. Sherwin, she didn't take nothing. You gave it away. Wait, what? Nah, Sherwin, after hearing they do not use washcloths, that ship has sailed. Plus, too many black women worldwide for me to pick outside me. Plus, the ancestors would not approve. LaRon says, dated or went on a date. B. Bruce says, Mexican women, nah. Puerto Rican women, yes. Got to keep the knives hidden. Well, that's a terrible thing to say. That's an awful thing to say, that you are at a stabbing risk if you date a Puerto Rican woman. Have I dated? I think it was just the one for me. All I'm trying to say is I have no idea what I'm trying to say. I'm just curious about why we have these hang-ups. And then there's always the stereotype, because you'll see a black man dating a white woman, like the brother from Michigan. Oh, that's such a bad example. Oh, he lost his job. He was making millions of dollars a year, and he was having an illicit affair with a staff person. And I guess he came to the woman's house, and I guess that same coach was giving away tickets to Michigan college football games in exchange for foursomes and threesomes with other women. Such a bad example. But one of the prevailing stereotypes is, oh, black men, because we don't have agency. Like, we're we are told still, like, what we need to do for work. Oh, black men, you need to go get into the trades. We're told who we can date. Like, we're still somebody's property. And so when black men show some kind of autonomy, then we're getting out of frame. And then people get mad at us and they chastise us because we never tell white men who they can and can't date. White men get to slang that thing all over the place. White men, they can get black women. Oh, they love some black women. You know what's crazy? You got black women in this city that y'all would never guess in a million years love white men, and they absolutely do. Them white men is paying for that hair to get done, paying for them nails. Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. That's right. But I don't begrudge them for that. Go wherever and do whatever makes you happy. But the stereotype, though, is, oh, if you mess with those white women, they'll call the police on you. And black women call the police a lot, too. Like, why do we think it's just white women? Like, black women don't put up with anything. Do you know how many stories that I've had over the years of brothers who have been sent back to jail because they were out on paper, right, probation and parole, and their woman is manipulating them? Like, oh, if you don't come home at 11 o'clock, or if I go through your phone, or if you're talking to other women, I'm going to call your PO and have you revoked. And some of them brothers is like, I'm not going back to jail. And then when the cops come to arrest this brother because his black woman just revoked him, I ain't going back to jail. Now the cops just blew his brains out. You think that don't happen? That happens all of the time. I'm just saying. It's not just one race of women. I think they try and scare us into thinking, ooh, well, if you were a white woman, she'll call the police on you. Black women call the police a lot. And you know that they do. They don't take mess from nobody. In fact, they sometimes go on the offensive against black men. And look, do what you got to do. You want to control your man, if you feel you have to control your man based on his criminal record, and that if he doesn't listen to you and do right by you, that you have the power to throw him back in jail, then that's your relationship. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Not Really a City Girl says, I have never gone outside of my race. I only mix colors in my Kool-Aid. That's a terrible thing. You know what? Not Really a City Girl? You might get you a white fella named Winston that might rock your world. You know, Not Really a City Girl, I really find you very attractive. And you're quite curvy. Would you like to perhaps join me on a midnight cruise? What's wrong with that? Give it a try. You may love it. They may be sensitive. They may be caring and emotional. You never know. It's all about chemistry. If you have chemistry with somebody, because I'm going to tell you what, I see some very unusual couples, and I'm happy for them. You ever sometimes see couples and you wonder, what the hell? How in the hell? What makes these two people even like each other? It's chemistry. You never know who you have chemistry with. I've had chemistry with some very unusual people in my life, but you can't fight fate. All right. The poll says, would you rather live in the past, the present, or the future? 15% of respondents say they would rather live in the future. 44% in the plurality say they're fine living in the present. This is a disturbing number. 41% of those who responded to the poll on YouTube said that they would rather live in the past. What is it about the past? What era? Or was this era good for you? If the era was good for you, it may not have necessarily been good for the black diaspora. When I ask myself this question, I would much rather live in the future. Because I know as time goes on, things get incrementally better. We're still dealing with discrimination, still dealing with racism. But as time goes on, more of it gets exposed. And I think the era of Trump has exposed it even more so. Because there are people that we otherwise would not even know how they feel if it was not for Trump 2.0. Trump 1.0, I want to say it was kind of like a flash in the pan, maybe a fluke. Oh, he's a businessman. He's something different. You know, he's not a Washington insider. And then we saw who he really was. And then when he got reelected in 2024, this was based on race and marginalizing non-white people through and through, including rolling back DEI, which there's 100,000 more black women that are unemployed right now in this first year of the Trump presidency than prior to him getting reelected. But I think now we know we are much more exposed to those that do not like us or anyone that they perceive as non-white, because following Donald Trump now is very, very intentional. If you didn't learn the first time, following him now, people know how you feel about non-white people if you voted for Trump the second time. All right, let's take a break, come back, continue our conversation. I also have, open enrollment. We got to talk about that. Rick, don't let me forget to talk about that. Today is the last day to sign up for health care coverage through the exchange, healthcare.gov, the Affordable Care Act /Obamacare. Yes, they're the same thing. If you want coverage to begin on January 1st, we do want to talk about that. But also, I have a curiosity, or maybe, I don't know, an unanswered question. Well, I guess that's the same as a curiosity. The biggest trick that was ever played on Americans, and it has to do with culture and gender. And I'm baffled by it. I'm so confused. So I'm going to bring that up on the other side. The biggest trick that was ever played on us. You can only get that information on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, exclusively on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game.
In 6 minutes. No more?
No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site. And to all, a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply ends 12/31/2025.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
The biggest trick that was ever played on America, and specifically black people. Let me give a disclaimer now, because some of y'all might get a little angry with me when I say this. I've been making people mad today. I don't know what it is. Is it the weather? Y'all a little sensitive today now. Made a whole bunch of old black folks mad. They're over here shaking their canes at me. You don't know what you talking about, boy. Let me give a disclaimer. I do not begrudge anybody for taking advantage of a benefit that they get. I don't. If you can legally get a leg up because a policy, legislation, whatever, and you take advantage of it, you're supposed to. Even though I may disagree with it, even though it may lack morality, listen, if you legally can get an advantage, because that's what capitalism requires you to do, you got to get a leg up on somebody. Everything is hyper competitive, right? Everybody can't be in the C-suite. Everybody can't make $300,000 a year. So people do things, right? They get other jobs. They build their resume. They go to college. They get degrees, don't they? They get technical education and skills trainings so that they can be just a little bit better than the next person so that they may be selected for the opportunity. So I got to say that. I am fine with it. Even if I wasn't fine with it, who cares what I think? If you have an advantage that's afforded to you, you should take advantage of it. But here's where I am, I guess, a little disappointed. Again, not begrudging anybody, but how in the hell did white women become a minority? How did they get the minority classification to where they are, in fact, a protected class of people? They are literally the numeric majority of people in the United States. There are more white women than there are any other race and gender in the United States, yet they are considered a minority. I'm going to take a stab at this. Not an O.J. Simpson kind of stab. Not that kind, but a stab like a guess. I'm take a guess at this. If there is ever a program that affords a benefit to a person who is considered oppressed, any kind of benefit, right? Let's say it's food stamps, and there's somebody who might think, oh, that's a program for black people because black people are disproportionately on it. Actually, no, we're not. 75% of African Americans at any given point in time in America make too much money to qualify for any government assistance. But there's an understanding that, the welfare system was created for black people. I think it was used to subdue black people, and it was used to destroy the black family, especially after the civil rights movement, like the next phase of the civil rights movement, like post Dr. King. You got to destroy the black family because the black family, when it stays cohesive, can get meaningful progress. But once you start dividing the black family, then a whole bunch of other trouble comes in, and next thing you know, old black people hate the youth. Right? If there's a poverty program, white people are going to take advantage of it first and foremost. In fact, it is going to be for them. Now, the problem, though, is you can't stop somebody from qualifying for it. But do you think that there's ever a program that was created for black people solely for us because we were oppressed? No. So if there's any kind of designation given to a minority, a white person's got to be able to take advantage of it as well. Because it also makes a lot of sense where if white men who are the purveyors of our government said, okay, blacks, we know that you've got some issues and some problems, mostly because of us, but you got some issues. We're going to designate you as a protected class, and we're going to afford you benefits with affirmative action and preference in hiring and whatever the case may be. But at the same time, our wives are going to be able to take advantage of it too. We're going to designate white women as protected classes and minorities so that they will be able to get the benefit of being white, of course, probably being married to white men. But also, if we're going to create a protected class and black people are in it, well, let's look at gender, because women, mostly women of color, are marginalized and are disrespected and are paid less. So we're going to add white women into that too. So they have all the benefits of being white, and being wives and having institutional wealth and literally incubating the next generation of white supremacy. But we're also at the same time going to make them minorities so that they can get into colleges too. A little bit easier, even though they were already getting into colleges. Isn't that wild? And then at the same time, those same white women would turn around and vote for Donald Trump and vote for Republicans for the last almost 70 years. Isn't that fascinating? So if we create a program that is designated for protected classes of people where there's a history of discrimination, and you have to be thinking people of color, Native Americans, black people, people of Latin descent, but they're going to include white women because there is no way there's going to be a program or a policy or a set of policies or affirmative action that is only going to give advantages to black and brown people. So we designate white women. It's such an oxymoron because there are more white women. White women decided our presidential elections. Now, we can look at battleground states, and that's just one thing they do to chop up the data to confuse us. If white women voted for Hillary Clinton, she'd be president. If white women voted for Kamala Harris, she'd be president. If white women voted for who else? Well, they did. They didn't vote for Barack Obama. They did not. Women of color did. Let's talk to, we got a doozy on the line. Let's talk to. Hey, Al from Sherman Park. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, Sherwin. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's on your mind?
You should be nicer to older people. Just listen to what they have to say. You don't have to go along with it, but be polite and listen to them.
Then they need to be polite, too. That's a two-way street now. Don't call me at work and disrespect me. That's the part that people are losing sight of. They're calling my job and talking mess. I'm not calling them. They calling me.
Anyway, they were just trying to impart some wisdom that they had over their many decades of life.
No, I'm good. They can keep their wisdom.
You know, I ran up against progressivism in the sense of age versus youth this weekend when I talked about jobs going overseas and where will you work when all the industries are gone and how will you get paid. And one person said, and this is a younger person, oh, you're not going to have jobs in the future. You won't have to work. And then I'm like, well, how would that work? I mean, it sounds wonderful, but how would that work? Who's going to distribute your resources to you? You don't want the government distributing paychecks to you because what the government gives, the government can manipulate with to freeze your funds. This whole AI thing, well, let's not jump so gung-ho into it because there's a downside to AI eating up all of our electrical resources, and everything can't run on AI. Everything's not going to be robotic, but that's what they tend to think, and it'll be good, and nobody will have to worry about anything. I'm like, let's think about that a little bit. Just like when we wanted to go green on everything, and everybody's going to have electric cars, like, do you really want to buy a new electric battery every 10 years to replace in your car that costs thousands of dollars? Before we jump into fantasy, let's think about the practical pros and cons of things. And that's where I kind of differ with, let's slow it down. Let's take a traditional look at things.
No.
And ask the questions ahead of time.
All right. I'm not going to disagree with you because you are an older person, and I got to be nice to the older people. So, okay, Al. All right.
Yes. I still need my banks. All right. You have a good day.
Okay, then. You too. You can't slow down progress. For what? So that people can catch up? That's not how this works. Electric cars are going well over 300,000 miles, and those batteries are warranted pretty much for the life of the car, or at least for the life of the loan. As far as the government distributing our checks and our resources, they already do. When you get your check, or you get your direct deposit or whatever, or you get your pay stub, who got their money first? The government got the check first. They got their money first. They got their state taxes, didn't they? They got their federal income taxes, ain't they? They got their FICA contribution, didn't they? They got your money first. I would prefer artificial intelligence in jobs where human beings get so bored that they stop caring. Like anything that's robotic, anything where it's like assembly line work, people don't need to be doing that mess. Ladies, aren't you afraid sometimes, be honest now, aren't you afraid sometimes to get into an Uber? with a sweaty man as a driver. You don't know what that man going to do to you. I've come to find out that a lot of my women friends are afraid to get into an Uber. I say, hey, well, just take Uber. No, Sherwin, I don't want to get an Uber because I don't want to be in a car with that man. But I'm like, you know the man's name and you know the vehicle he drives. It don't matter. I don't want to get in the car. Driverless vehicles would make a lot of women feel safe. And now, Rick, now they got a thing where women riders, passengers can select a woman Uber driver. How come I don't got that? What if I want to ride with a woman? What if I feel safer in the back seat with a woman driving?
I was just saying because sometimes men drivers don't want women. They want the men too.
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, all women don't float their boat. Maybe you do, Sherwin.
I'm not. I just want to get to where I'm going now.
You might get to where you're going if he don't want you. He might like you and he might want you.
I don't know what you're getting at. I don't like where you taking this conversation.
I'm just saying, like you said, some women be in danger, men be in danger too.
When I get into an Uber, the last thing that I'm concerned about is my personal safety. I'm just worried about how well they're going to drive and are they going to get me to my destination in a timely manner. I ain't worried about them. Because if he get to talking crazy, I'll knock his ass in his head now. But in some circumstances, technology should be replacing people because people get mad at work. They get angry. They want to be disruptive. Sometimes they bring guns to work and they do all sorts of stuff. Certain jobs don't need people. And if that makes it, here's the other thing now, because you got to pay people a lot of money. You got to give them benefits and time off, and you got to give them health insurance. That's expensive. You ain't got to give a robot nothing. You got to give them a little oil or whatever robots eat. A granola bar. I don't know what you feed a damn robot. I ain't got no damn robot. You gotta charge it, plug it in, or whatever. And as far as artificial intelligence, ruining everything, we have no idea. We don't know. It's just fear of the unknown. That's what everybody's afraid of technology. People was afraid of the internet. Oh no, what's the internet gonna do? I take that back. We should be afraid of the internet. It's ruined lives. But that's besides the point. I don't want to stifle progress because we're afraid of it. Let's all learn it at the same time and try to manage it. Take me a little break, come back. Still have this question of how white women weaseled their way into being a protected class, even though they are white and usually vote for Republicans. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
The holiday season is here, and the countdown to 2026 has begun at Lake Lawn Resort. With all the holiday stress happening these days, imagine waking up next to a cozy fire in your own private suite along the shoreline of Delavan Lake. Enjoy much-deserved pampering at the award-winning Caladora Spa and special holiday dining options throughout the resort all month long, including at the signature 1878 on the lake. Book your holiday escape today, and don't forget to purchase those last-minute gift cards and receive free bonus money at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything is truly better at the lake.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors, it probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities, something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with, sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to the Quiet Storm with your host, Sherwin Hughes. That's a classic right there. It's going to go platinum one day. Reggie says, it never fails with never in all capital letters. I get a serious case of the munchies hanging out with y'all on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Reggie, you over there smoking that, Reggie? Reggie over there smoking that stuff. All right, let's get to the details here. Protected class is a legal political concept, not a population concept. In U.S. law and politics, a protected class is not defined by being small in number, but by being historically disadvantaged in specific legal domains, explicitly named in civil rights statutes, and actively defended through institutional enforcement. So think about this for a second. White men who have created, fortified, and established this government, for better or for worse, marginalized their own women that they married, had children with, and those children were the next generation of white supremacists. But then the same white men said, hey, white women, you're a protected class and you're a minority, even though you come home to me and you incubate the next generation of white people. So we're going to afford you minority status so you can take advantage of all of the other things that other marginalized and oppressed people are going to be able to get. That is genius. The white man can oppress his woman, and then whatever benefits he gets for being a Caucasian man, including the benefit of the doubt, right? And the power that he can create and maintain. And he can marginalize whoever he wants, including women, white women in particular. But they're still a family unit. And then she is designated a minority, and she now is getting the opportunities afforded to people who have been completely kept out of American institutions. That's a genius system. It is. Oh, look who's on line one. Rick, did you get any sense of what the individual on line one wants to speak about? Did you screen the call? Or are we just going to wing it?
I say let's wing it.
Okay, then.
I know what he wants to talk about, but let's wing it.
All right, here we go. Hey, Al, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful and happy Monday. Let's get down and dirty. First of all, I think some of these people blame the seniors for too much. Why would the seniors open up to you and you acting like a goddamn animal? The seniors laid the groundwork and taught you and told you how to deal with the white man. But some of you blacks voted for some of their rights to be taken away because see you don't want to show your power because you rather be a good BITC. You could say the last word, the last laugh. You rather be a good BITC. So of course you gonna blame the seniors. So of course y'all ain't gonna get nothing. And then furthermore, when it comes to the youth, some of them don't want to listen. The seniors have been places and been through struggles you would never, ever, ever go through. But you don't want to listen to the seniors because you feel they're old. You feel they're out of touch. So now we have this dilemma. Some of these seniors have left you property, and y'all still lost it. They told you everything you needed to do, but you didn't want to do it because you wanted to let that white man F you in the mouth.
Oh my God.
And that's why we go. And you know what? And that's why we going against it. How can you blame the seniors and then get on this radio station and vote to have their rights taken away? That's a double agent. That doesn't make no sense. So you can't blame the seniors because you don't want to walk in their shoes. Y'all blame the seniors because some of you black men are pussy willows. How you gonna sit here and say the white man gave me a right to be a man? Knock, knock, dumbass. You was already a man before the white man, okay? So you bend over and let him F you in your ass, too. Another thing, Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes, I would like to ask you and Ricky a question. If you beat my ass every day with jumper cables from sun up to sundown, do you love me or do you love beating my ass? I want you black people who voted for Trump to listen. If you beat my ass every day from sun up to sundown, do you love me or do you love beating my ass?
I don't want to answer that. Ricky, go ahead. Do you love him? Or do you love beating his ass? Which one?
I don't know. Al might like it, so I don't know.
He doesn't know. You don't like it.
No, ain't nobody beating on me because I'm down with the get down. It's just a question. Let's take the man love out of it. That has nothing to do with it. It's just a question. It'll help prove my point.
I will go with.
So do you love beating
I wouldn't beat you, Al.
I don't.
Okay, so you wouldn't beat me, but you would beat my ass every day to keep me in line. And if I stay with you, I'm with you on the hope that you will get tired of beating my ass and you see me as an individual. That's why some of you black people vote for Donald Trump. So stop blaming seniors for the lack of your determination and dedication to fix what's going on. See, y'all blame the seniors because you don't got what it takes to stand against the white man. That's why you side with him. You let him F you in your mouth. And if you're a real 304 and you're down for the Republican Party, say I pull my pants down and I let him F me in my ass because I stand with what Whitey got to say. That's what we need to put it out here because some of your grandparents got down with the get down and they didn't care what they think.
I know that you are strongly opinionated about this topic, but please stop saying ass.
You just said ass, Ricky. You can't say it.
Okay, well, I'll stop. Well, here then. Well, how about this, Ricky? I'll stop saying it, but the Republican Party loves taking it from little boys and little girls. And their lips is very tight about that. And no 7-year-old boy can't get pregnant. That's for you white Christians and you black Christians as well. Because y'all some good BITCs when it comes to that. And y'all don't know how to open your mouth. But I just had to call. Y'all keep blaming them for every single thing. But you know what they don't talk about, Mr. Hughes? How your grandmama left your property and your black ass is still lost it. But you still want to blame your grandparents for fixing what they supposed to. But you're still letting that white man F you in the mouth. Think about that the next time you vote for that orange-faced bestiality, Christopher Columbus disease carrying, chaining up the gorilla to the fence with purple lipstick, sap-sucking bastard that y'all praise every day. So y'all can blame that. Y'all can keep blaming your ancestors. But you know what's so funny? Your grandmama raised your black ass, because if it was for that white man, he probably would have F you and left you on the steps of the church. Now blame that, sugar honey iced tea. Have a good day.
I'm not sure how we were supposed to answer the jumper cable question, because I felt like it was a trap, and I didn't want to fall into it. That's a trap you don't get out of. So,
well, can you answer it? I answered.
I'm scared of that.
Why are you scared? Don't be scared.
I don't want to beat anybody with.
I don't either. Wait, so you just say no?
There's no right answer. Either you love him. He said, take the man love out of it. Okay? Take it out.
Pause.
You either love him or you love beating his ass. I don't like those choices. I wish
you got to answer. He asked you a question.
I wish the third choice was, would you like a sandwich? Because I would take the third choice. Okay, I'm going to take a commercial break.
Please.
So, hey guys, I didn't mean for that to get out of hand. Ricky, I asked you if you had screened the call. You're like, oh, let's just wing it. Well, we wung it. Wung it?
It was just ass
winged
being
it.
Thrown everywhere.
And in the mouth.
There's a lot of mouths.
In the mouth. Okay, The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won $5,000!
What would you do with $5,000?
That's sweet for a couple months.
Yes!
There you go.
Yes. That just made me happy.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Can we hold something?
Y'all holler back at y'all.
I got money now.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
wooden floor. Her laugh was a wildfire burning. I swore I'd seen her before. She had whiskey on her lips, a danger in her smile.
This is gonna be a hit.
Whiskey on her lips.
Tell me this ain't gonna be a top 10 hit. That's already gonna get a Grammy. You're just a bunch of haters. I don't know why everybody hates my genius. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a little snippet of Elroy Bilson. He is a new up-and-coming country blues artist.
I'm gonna take it.
What you mean you gonna take
the song? It ain't copyrighted.
Hold on, you ain't gonna take nothing, dog.
It ain't copyrighted.
You
ain't trademark.
You gonna get your ass whooped by them jumper cables?
Wait a minute.
Her eyes were spinning. Hurricanes.
I might just have to make a Diddy move and take that.
We danced until the dawn.
Diddy said it. Whatever he
Then
wants,
she
he gets.
vanished in the light.
I had to get that joint. Ain't no copyrighted.
It is copyrighted.
Let me see it.
I ain't gotta show you nothing.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Hijack that. Put it on YouTube so I can get it.
It's on YouTube. I'm almost positive it is.
Damn.
Whiskey on her lips. Fire in her soul. She took my heart.
Wait until the album comes out. Zach, I think you like it a little bit. Zach is digging it.
You're actually talking about stealing it for real. We really think about stealing it.
I would advise you not to do that. It would be a flurry of lawsuits. A flurry of lawsuits. First of all,
we just found it.
Wait, don't hold on. No, you didn't.
We did. We looking at it.
Stop looking at it.
It's a black cowboy with a hat.
Put that away. Where'd you find it? Put it away now.
We about to get that.
Hold on, I got another Elroy Bilson too.
Yeah, keep bringing them his. We gonna keep taking them. Bad boy.
It's one of my favorites. I can see this selling out a stadium.
We can too.
She walked in like Sunday thunder. Boot heels preaching on a hardwood floor. Every head turned, every heart surrendered, like they'd all been here before.
Work and we take credit for it. Not like you mad at me.
She don't need no diamond shining, no neon to light her way.
You said you're gonna report the page.
Yeah, get that thing taken down so we can take it up.
That kind that don't fade.
Wait till this chorus kicks in.
We waiting, all right, we waiting.
I've been steel spine, stone cold steady. Never been, never broke before. But she looked at me like she already knew me, like I was barefoot at her door. I felt my pulse start testifying, sweat on my hands, truth in my eyes. Strong men fall when the angels walking. That's how the good Lord designed. Every step she takes shakes the ground. Every breath I take lets my guard fall down. I try to run, but I can't outrun what heaven made when it touched the sun. She has a body like rhythm and a soul like a melody. Oh Lord, that woman has brought me down to my knees.
Come on. You listen to me. You can't tell me that's not a top 10 hit right there on several different charts. Country, rock, blues, southern blues. I'm telling you right now, wait until he comes out. Let me see here. Let me check commentary from the Peanut Gallery. Let me see how much they love. Vanessa said, what is happening right now? Linda's just laughing. Curly said, so this is how we're closing the show. Thank you, B. Bruce. And it's Bilson, not Pilson. Elroy Bilson. And really, Elroy Bilson is not, it's not a person's name, it's the name of the group. Like, so, you know, you guys have heard of Sade, right? Sade is the name of the group. Yeah, her name is Sade, but it's actually the name of the group. So, because Elroy Bilson is going to feature other singers as well on the album. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Would you rather live in the past, present, or the future? Was a YouTube poll that we ran today. 45% of you would like to live in the present. 38% of you want to live in the past. And only 17% of you want to live in the future. Oh, my show is over. I got to go. Bye, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Come in with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't